Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to another monthly channel update. This time for November 2018. It's been a long time coming. The last update I did was back in August. I meant to do them every month, but things have been kind of crazy, and I've been just kind of keeping my head down and trying to get some things done and making some changes to the channel and other things going on. So I've been kind of trying to gonna use this opportunity to kind of bring up to speed to things that have happened and what's going on and what I'm thinking about and all that stuff as per the usual. And as always, there's some gameplay playing over my shoulder, and that is Torchlight 2 you're seeing there. Just so you know what's going on. But first, we'll start off with the usual statistics on what's going on with the channel. Now, again, a lot of these comparisons are back from August, so I don't have each month here. So we're doing a comparison between November and August, so it'll be some rather large jumps because of that. But as far as total channel views over on YouTube, we went from 142,179 in August to 163,030 here in November as of today. We went from 461 subscribers to 498. We've been flirting with 500. We haven't actually hit 500 yet. It's been going 499, 498, 497, 498, 499, or actually it's been going 499, 498, 497, 499, 498, 497. It's just been going back and forth. Haven't quite hit the 500 mark on that one. And minutes watched, we went from 5,301 in August to 7,195, and that's kind of a shadow of what we actually had earlier. I actually went and at one point in time we had about 33,000 minutes watched because a particular video just went viral. Well, viral in my from my perspective, but not really from any large number perspective. But it was enough that it was some of our highest numbers we've had in ever. So that was kind of cool. And went from a total of 2,669 videos on the YouTubes to 2,747. And then some of the bigger jumps seen is over on the streaming services. So Mixer went from 34 followers to 57, which I believe is the highest number of followers I've had on. It surpasses the highest number I had on Twitch. So that's cool. And we have to get to 2,000 in order to get a partnership. And I'll talk about that in a little bit as to why I'm interested in that. And then over on Caffeine, went from 91 in August to 101. So we actually surpassed 100 follows over on Caffeine. Caffeine as a platform has been rather stagnant, though. I did have a bunch of people watching today. I actually played some Torchlight 2 today, a little bit earlier today. But it's been pretty stagnant. There hasn't been a lot of changes yet. There's been a few people showing up here and there, but for the most part, it's I think a lot of people kind of stopped streaming on there, or the ones that are streaming on there aren't very frequent, just because it's about as bare bones as it can go, and they haven't really been very communicative as to where they're going or what they're doing, and they've been, keeping up with the updates to the types of games that they allow, or that the app supports on the service, but nothing else. None of the other quality of life stuff you would expect at this point. But that said, been keeping an eye on them on like Crunchbase and all those business things, and they've gone through a couple rounds of funding, and they've been getting lots of money sent their way. In fact, I think they had a big windfall from a large company. I don't know what media company it was. I forget exactly what media company it was, but it's like a Viacom kind of thing. But I don't know if it was Viacom or it was like Time Warner or something. But it was some big media company gave them a bunch of money to do things. So see where that's going with caffeine. I don't know. I don't think they actually know what they want to do yet. Been kind of stagnant, so that's why I'm not really expecting much from that platform right now. But as far as Mixer is concerned, I've been doing really good over there. I'm streaming a lot of Spider-Man. I rage quit on Spider-Man on Friday night. I may come back to it, but it's going to take a little bit of time. It was a hardcore rage quit. Like I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden I got to one mission that was just bonkers, and I just couldn't do it, and I was just the hell with this. So I might come back to it because I do want to finish the story, like the DLC. I was doing the DLC, the second chapter DLC, but and I was close to, I think, the end of that chapter. The mission was just ridiculous. You have to save a bunch of mafia dons from getting they're in a pit that's being filled with cement, and you have to keep the enemies away from the controls to the cement mixer, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. I even turned the difficulty down on it, and I still couldn't get anywhere with it. So that was not fun. But beyond that, I may come back to that at some point. But really, I've been trying to stream as much as possible. The streaming is really sort of taking over for a couple reasons. I mean, mostly a lot of the YouTubers that I've seen have just gone over to do streaming, and we knew it was sort of inevitable and coming. I was not. I did not think that the fall of Let's Plays on YouTube would happen so quickly. I thought it would take a lot longer, but it seems like when I look around and stuff, most of that has really stopped getting views and things for a lot of the bigger channels too. They're struggling just to get like 20,000 views after a month on their on their Let's Play videos, which you think about it, they're getting paid, and they're like that's 1,000 per 1,000 views, and they're only getting 20,000 views on something, and they've got millions of subscribers. So that's at best, at worst it's like $20 or something. So for that month, so that's kind of a rough one. So I can see why they're all sort of putting more effort into the streaming and whatnot. YouTube is really dying as far as the gameplay videos go. That said, like the first impression stuff seems to be doing okay. Gaming news and all that stuff seems to do okay. It's just the long form Let's Plays that they always kind of suffered a little bit, but not as much as they have been recently. So within the last 2 years, I'd say. So that's been a thing. What does that mean for me? I mean, I'm not in it for the money, so I'm in it just to kind of have a hobby and stuff. Right now, I have the last couple months I have sort of really reduced my workload quite a bit because I've been so busy with other things, work mostly, but there's been personal things going on too, and whatnot that I've been trying to just kind of keep a handle on and stay loose and all that stuff to be available when needed. So there's been a lot of that. There's also been a lot of me needing to actually get adult be an adult for a little bit and actually do chores and all those things that have been neglected, that I've been neglecting for a while. So there's some of that going on. And also, as I think I mentioned this in the August update, I've been really thinking about, like, do I really want to, like, as much as I like doing Let's Plays, they're not really they're not really getting any of the views per se. And honestly, the streaming seems to be where people want to be for that stuff, where they want to go for it. And so I could, I didn't want to turn the channel into what a lot of other streamers have done and just like, let me dump 5-hour videos on here of just, uncut 5-hour videos from, the VODs of a live stream that I've done. I didn't really want to do that so much. Every so often I'll do it, but it's usually for a first impressions video and not for anything else. I like to at least do some sort of editing. The editing though is taking time, and that's another thing that I've never really been able to manage properly, is how much time I need for editing and trying to get enough things edited ahead of time so that I can have them all ready to go and all that stuff. So I've been trying to err more on the side of doing first impression videos because I don't have to do that much editing on them, because you're really there to see, here's the first hour of playing a game. This is what I went through and that kind of thing. So it behooves me not to edit them that much, to give as accurate a view as I can. So I've been kind of keeping it there, and then we also have this other issue that YouTube's been kind of pulling up and saying like, hey, over in the EU is doing this whole Article 13 thing where services can be held liable for user uploaded content that violates some sort of copyright and all that stuff, which goes against, it doesn't take into account fair use. It doesn't take into account anything that's, you would normally take into account. And so, YouTube's been kind of like, if this goes through in its current form, we're gonna have to block people from uploading. We're gonna have to block your videos from being seen by EU people. Although that'll never stop anybody because they'll just use a VPN, I'm sure. But you got that going on, so that's been kind of putting a chill on a lot of the stuff that you do, especially with gameplay and stuff. I mean, always been a big thing for me that my videos be able to be viewed everywhere. Whenever I get content IDs that sort of blocks it in some region, I usually just delete the video because I don't want it blocked in any region. I want people to be able to see it. I went through all the effort to do it. I wanted to be seen. Now, obviously, I live in the U.S., so Article 13 doesn't stop me from uploading things, but it might make it where someone in the EU can't see those videos. So I've been doing a couple things in regards to that. First of all, I've been uploading mirrors of my videos. Well, they're lower res mirrors because of the nature of the services that are going on, but I've been using a service called LBRY. It's got a companion service called Speech, which will, anytime you upload something that is free, it doesn't require any library coins, which are Ethereum, Bitcoin things, to view, then it automatically goes up on this other site called Speech, which you can get to from a web browser and see. LBRY is an app that you have to download onto your desktop to see things with, or on your Android phone, and it's okay. It works. It doesn't really it doesn't make it easy to find things. They have not spent really any time on their search mechanisms in that app. So trying to find, you can search for gaming and you'll find some gaming channels, but it doesn't like the hot and trending stuff. It doesn't really do so well and all that stuff. And it really only promotes things that have been top community bids, which is, whenever I upload a video to it, I can put a certain amount of library coin on it, and if I were to spend like, I don't know, 9 LBRY coins to upload it, because you have to pay a little bit in Bitcoin to upload, then it might show up in the community bids thing, which I might do once. I might do for one video or so just to get some kind of visibility on them. But honestly, it's kind of weird, and it's just it's still alpha. It's still very early. They have to figure out how to do their searching and stuff. But in any case, I have a channel over there. It's Memory Leak Death. I'll have links in the description of this video to all that stuff, so you can go see it. I'll give you the link both to the LBRY app if you have the LBRY app, and also just a regular HTTPS link to Speech website, which also shows all my videos up there. That's all peer-to-peer networked stuff, so that shouldn't be affected by the Article 13 and stuff, because it's peer-to-peer. So there's not a central server that's actually holding on to that stuff. There is a central server that's holding on to like the metadata, but the metadata is not a copyright problem. It's the video itself. So if blows come to blow and YouTube starts blocking my videos and stuff, you'll be able to go there and see at least a lower res version of them. I upload a 720p 30 FPS version of all my videos there, and I do that mostly to just keep the file size low, because again, it's peer-to-peer, and you don't have a central server to download them from, so you want to be able to view them and not have them hiccup a lot. So that's why I do like a lower res version, because it's a lot easier for your computers to handle it, especially when you're not on really good servers and all that stuff. I mean, you think about it, it's actually got a 4K bit rate too, which is way low. Like the stuff that I upload to YouTube, I upload at like 30, yeah, is it 30 million bit rate? And then, because I know that YouTube's going to re-encode it, and by giving it more bits, I know that when it does re-encode it as MP9 or not MP9, a VP9 or whatever, it has more data to work with, so it usually comes out looking better the more bits I give it. But yeah, I that's what I usually do for YouTube, and I've reduced that to, I run what is it, the name of that thing, I have it right here, Handbrake. I run Handbrake against the 1080p video that I would upload to YouTube, and I just have it reduce it down to like 4K bit rate and 720p and 30 FPS. So 1080p 60 down to 30 and all that stuff. So that's been working out pretty good. I also have been mirroring that upload to DTube, which is something that looks a lot more like YouTube. It's got like hot and trending things. It's got a better search feature. And all that stuff, and it's got like comments and stuff. It looks almost like YouTube, except it's a little janky here and there. Like I've tried to reply to comments and it doesn't work. So if you've left comments out there, I'm sorry. I've tried to reply, but it just doesn't work. So things like that. I think I already have like 11 subscribers over there. I don't know how many of those are bots versus actual people, but it's it's something. I couldn't tell you how many I have on LBRY, because they don't have, it's so early, they don't have any analytics or anything, so I have no idea if anybody watches anything over there or not. But those are the alternatives that I have thus far. I thought about, there's another site called was it BitChute? Not BitChute. Is it BitChute? Something like that. I looked at that and I decided not to upload to there for reasons of the clientele over there is a little bit how do we say, interesting. It's sort of a there's a lot of, let's put it this way, there's a lot of politics over there, and I kind of wanted to find a spot that was a little bit more neutral, shall we say. Because I have a feeling that, that's, I just don't, I don't want to compete against what I saw over there. Honestly, let's put it that way. Uh, you know, I when you go to a front page or something, I at least want it to look like it's halfway decent community, and not something relatively, not something toxic, at least on the surface anyway. But anyway, that's what I've done thus far. And so if you're looking for alternatives, if something happens with YouTube, there's your alternatives there. I think DTube also has a live streaming capability, but I haven't tried it yet, and I don't know that I will try it yet, because again, everything's so early on there that I don't even know if the chat would work or anything like that. So it's just we'll leave that as a maybe later on at some point. And then speaking of the streaming, I mentioned that I would like to try to get a Mixer partnership. Now, I'm a way off from that. It takes 2,000 followers to do that, and though I've made some great gains, I'm up to 57. I still have quite a long way to go. I mean, I still can't hit 500 subs on YouTube after 6 years. So it's not going to happen anytime soon on Mixer, I don't think, unless there's a big like exodus from viewers from Twitch or something like that. But you might be asking, well, why would I be looking for a partnership? And there's really one big reason. I'm not looking for the money per se, although they have now made it so that Sparks actually means something over there. You can actually give streamers Sparks now, and they can actually cash them in for real monies. So that's good, but you have to be a partner to do that. But the real reason I'm looking at it is because Mixer, like Twitch, really only likes to promote partners, which makes sense because partners are, their bread and butter per se, and they really only seem to really want to promote them. And by promote them, I mean putting them on the homepage. And if you notice on Mixer, the main games on the homepage are usually just like Fortnite or Black Ops 4 Blackout Mode, or the damn Forza Horizon 4 24/7 influence streams where all you're seeing is the title screen in a loop, because people are trying to gain influence for the game by watching that. Every 5 minutes or so you get like some influence points that you can spend in the game itself, that kind of thing. So the problem with that is I would like to see more indie games represented up there, because I like playing indie games myself. I like playing a lot of that. I like playing space games and all that stuff, and whenever I play something that's not like like a popular console thing, like I play Spider-Man and people show up constantly. I play Rebel Galaxy and it's crickets. So, and even with Torchlight 2, I play that and crickets over there. Although I got more views over on Caffeine for it. So what I'm getting at is I'd like to see more representation over there of indie games on the homepage. And if the only way I can get that to happen is to be a partner and then start streaming indie games so that they show up and they get promoted on the homepage, then that's what I would like to try for. I realize it's a lofty goal, and one that I probably won't ever attain, or in my luck I will attain it, and then Microsoft will shut down the whole service the day after, because that's just the kind of luck that I have. But I that's kind of my thoughts there. I really want to do that just for the sake of that, not because I need the money or anything like that. It's more like I want to try to get a partnership over there, and I want to try to then use that to promote, non-AAA games for a change. If people will actually expand their horizons a little bit, possibly. so that's my thoughts on that. That's why I'm trying to push for that. And the nice thing about that on Mixer is that, from what I can tell, the partnership is not, it's not exclusive. So I'm not bound. I don't have to just only stream to Mixer. I can stream wherever I want to. It's only, you only need 2,000 followers. Although you still have to pass, they still have to accept you, which, I mean, it's entirely possible they'll look at it and go, yeah, this guy's boring, and not pass you even after you have 2,000. But that's it. You don't have to have like over on Twitch. It's like you have to have 75 concurrent viewers at once and all that stuff. And I'll never get 75 concurrent viewers over 30 days. You have to have that. It's like, that's just ridiculous. So luckily I don't have to do that. You don't have to do that on Mixer anymore. It's just like a flat 2,000, and then hopefully they just say, okay, cool. So that's my long term goal. It might take me another 7 years, and I'll only be at 499 over there. Who knows at this point? But as far as what games I feel like streaming over there, I'll most likely be doing Just Cause 4 when it comes out. I have to see. I think I get access to it a couple days early because I got one of the editions. I have to make sure there's no NDA on it though. I hopefully there isn't, and hopefully I can stream it early because that'll be good. And then when I finish that, I'm gonna probably also do Just Cause 2 and eventually go back to Just Cause 1 as well, just to replay them. I've already played them once before on my own, back before I was even a streamer or video guy or anything. So I kind of want to go back and I played a little bit of Just Cause 2 for doing some video stuff, and then I started to feel like, ooh, I don't want to go back to this again. I kind of want to go back to this and play this again because it's fun. So there's that. I'll be doing that. I am trying to finish Torchlight 2. Today I got to Act 3, which I think is the furthest I've gotten. I think Act 3 is how far I got before I quit the first time around. And I didn't really quit. I didn't rage quit or anything. I just, got distracted with other things and stopped playing, as I do. So I think that should be good. I don't know how many more acts there are in the game. I'm like 30 hours in now, so I would think that I'm getting kind of close, but I don't know. And I'd like to get that done. I do have my email address in for the Torchlight MMO, was it Torchlight Frontiers, I think it's called, or whatever they're calling it. But I haven't heard anything back from that. That's still closed alpha, closed beta, one of those things. So I wouldn't be able to do any videos on it anyway, even if I got in, but it's, I would like to get in and take a look at it because I've enjoyed both of the games, so I'd like to see what's going on there, but haven't been able to get in there yet, to do anything. And then there's the thought that I did play about an hour of Path of Exile. I'd never played Path of Exile. Played about an hour of it, and I liked it. It's kind of the type of thing that I like. As far as, obviously I'm playing Torchlight here, and it's very, very similar in many ways. It's the Diablo alike, just like Torchlight's a Diablo alike. So, I would like to play that. That actually gets a little bit more popular with streams. So I'll probably do a stream of that once I get through Torchlight. I wanna finish Torchlight 2 first before I do that. So at least get one of these things out of my bonnet, as it were. And we have that going. And then as far as the YouTubes are concerned, just continuing with the first impression videos, probably going to average about 4 a week, sometimes 5. It really depends on if I find the depends on how much time I have and how much time it takes me to go and do that. Um, it's I have a bunch of them lined up for this week. I'll probably have most likely we'll have 5 this week. We'll see, because there's a couple like early alpha ones I want to look at, and I've also been going back through my list of older games that I already did a video on and trying to revisit some of them because a couple of them are now out. You'll see a couple revisits this week. I'm looking at like Deep Sky Derelicts is one that was released a couple weeks ago out of early access. So I want to go back to that and see how it has changed since the last time I looked at it, and a few others. And then I'm trying to think of what else. As far as the Let's Plays go, I do have a copy of Vampire. I was going to play that. That's like a story-based game. It's kind of like the shape-shifting detective and all the other ones I've played so far. Kind of like those. And I was intrigued by it when I heard about it. I wanted to sort of play some of that eventually. So I might do some videos on that. I don't know how long a game it is. I'll have to look it up. But if it's probably like 4 hours, like the other, like the Shapeshifting Detective was, and all that stuff. And if it is, I can just kind of breeze through it and do what I got to do, and make some videos on that. 'Cause that seems to be relatively interesting. Like the visual, like not visual novel, but the novel-esque things, walking simulator kind of things, usually still do well on the YouTubes. And I do want to continue my playthrough of the Wing Commander games, the Wing Commander series. I have to get back to it. It's just a matter of putting my mind back to it. I've been focusing a lot on the streaming, and so it's been it's a little bit difficult sometimes to sit down and go, all right, let me go record a video now instead of this. Or if I do record a video, it's usually a first impressions video and not a Let's Play. So it's just one of those things. 'Cause I know that I haven't been spending a lot of time editing. When I sit down to do a Let's Play, I'm like, oh, am I gonna edit this, or what's gonna happen here, and all that stuff. So it's a lot of hemming and hawing, but it's I'll try to get back to it. I've just been it's been just weird. There's things I want to say, and I'm trying not to say them because there's personal things going on and stuff that I'm trying to work through, and trying to stay A, positive, and B, fast and loose in case I'll need it at a moment's notice for things. So it's hard for me to like commit to, oh, I'm going to go edit this now, or I'm going to go record this now, or those kinds of things. And again, I am trying to focus a lot more on the streaming and stuff. So it's not to say I couldn't play like Wing Commander on stream or something like that. I certainly could. It's just I have to set my mind to it. I have a lot of streaming games that I have that I want to just play through, and I'm still trying to get through Rebel Galaxy. I've made quite a lot of progress on that. I streamed that on Saturday. So trying to get through that stuff. I would like to unrage quit Spider-Man maybe, and then finish up the DLC on that. I'd like to get all the trophies on it, but that may be a little bit harder. I'm only missing one trophy right now, and it's the DLC I already played. But then there is another one. There's a couple more for the second chapter DLC that I'm playing on now that I have to try and figure out. So I'd like to do that. We'll see. We'll see how that all pans out in the end. What else? What else we got going on? Yeah, I talked about all that stuff. I do want to. I have to work on my chat bot slash Mixer Interactive bot. At some point, I have ideas for it. I just haven't. I actually, the chatbot I actually have partially implemented because it was way easier than I thought it would be to do a chatbot for Mixer. The Mixer Interactive stuff takes a little bit more effort because you have to really consume the APIs. It's actually not consuming the API is actually not difficult. It's the it's establishing the security credentials and stuff. That's the only difficult part thus far on that. So I've been trying to work on that a bit. I might work on that a bit at some point. I trying to take the time to do it is I just gotta put it in my mind. I'm gonna take time to do it. And as far as the gaming news stuff, I'm gonna just stop that for now. It's not that it was getting views and everything else. There was nothing wrong with that. It's just that it was taking most of my, like, I do most of my recording on the weekend because I'm doing a lot of streaming during the week now, and it was taking up most of the weekend just to get all the record, I'd have to record some footage for some segments. I'd have to get some stuff together, get all the videos together, and then put them all into OBS. I was doing them live in OBS as I was doing them, and all that stuff, and it was just. And then when I'd get to doing the news segments, like, I could offer some information, but then I'd do like the patch notes and stuff, and it was very hard to really give good feedback on the patch notes. It was more like I was just reading the patch notes, and just that was it. I wasn't really commenting on them too much because I hadn't played them yet. I hadn't played the mods yet or anything, so it, or the updates to the games that I talked about. So it was, I felt like I wasn't really adding much to the conversation, and that's kind of a bummer because I really don't have much else. Like, if I could do vlogs and have something interesting to talk about, I probably would, but I just have nothing interesting to talk about, which is why I was doing gaming news, because at least that's something that a shared interest that I enjoy, and I'm sure others who watch this channel enjoy. But I couldn't even really pull that off either. That's the kind of thing that takes multiple people. Like, you have a researcher doing things for you and getting all the assets together, and then you're figuring out what you're going to say and write and all that stuff. And it's hard when you're just one person. And I was only taking like 4 news items at a time, and it was still rough. So for the entire week. So it's that's where that's going. I decide that I just can't keep up with that, despite my best efforts to try. And for some reason, and I don't know why this is, there was what was also discouraging to me is that over on SoundCloud, like, the audio for the gaming news stuff was coming through really well. In fact, it sounded a lot better than the video. But for some reason, there are bots that are like view bots that are running rampant over on SoundCloud now. And there's this one view bot that just kept hitting my my audio files. It kept just like, and it's one of those things where you look at the analytics, and it's like, it shows you their website, and you go to their website, and it's like, pay us for some views, for all the kinds of views on your or listens on your audio and stuff. And they were doing it purposely. They were purposely like view botting my stuff to get me to pay for more view botting, which was weird. So like I would come home and there'd be like 50 listens on something I had just uploaded like 3 days ago, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no freaking way. And then you look at the analytics, and it's like, no, there was a bot hitting you. And that was discouraging. That was very, I didn't, it was just, ugh, I hate that. And obviously anybody, if people from SoundCloud were to look at that, they'd go, oh, this guy's been been view botting. We should probably do something. And it's like, no, it wasn't me. I was a hapless victim of some other company trying to get me to pay the money to do what they were doing, which is weird. So it's like a crack dealer giving you a free hit just to get you hooked, so that you have to pay them for some more. It was just nasty stuff. I didn't want to. That was kind of discouraging me too, from all that stuff. So yeah, that's where we stand with that, and that's why I kind of stopped doing that. So I can have my weekends to do the recordings I need done, get like the 5 recordings done, and also I'm trying to stream on the weekends, in the afternoon, to try to get an audience from a different time zone, maybe, and see if I can kind of diversify a little bit, because I can't do that during the week because I work. But on the weekends, I can maybe stream a little bit earlier, and hopefully maybe try to get people from other time zones to come in and see, who wouldn't normally see me during the week because they'd be asleep or whatever. So that's what I've been doing. No set change in the schedule yet for that. I've been just kind of doing that as a one-off to see when is the best time and what's the best games to be doing. But that's where I've been spending my time, really, honestly. I'm trying to ramp up that as much as I can, despite my not really liking streaming that much. I feel like it's not that I don't like streaming, it's that I time zones suck and streaming doesn't help. And I always feel like I'm not getting the audience that would appreciate the stream as much, because and then of course, Mixer and stuff doesn't treat their VODs as first-class citizens, so you can't, I have all those VODs up there that, I'm surprised that there isn't a dev at Mixer being like, hey, why are we spending all this money to store these VODs for 21 days when we don't even make them available in the search engine and nobody can find them? It's like, but whatever. They're doing their season 2 thing, which was a whole lot of stuff that was great for partners and nothing for anybody else. So maybe someone will figure something out with that at some point when they come back to realizing that there's more than just partners on their platform. whenever that will be. But anyway, I digress. I've talked for long enough, I think, and all those things. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. I didn't talk about the big bump in views I got, but we'll save that for next month, maybe. I'll do hopefully another channel update then. But in any case, thanks so much for watching, everybody. And as always, I'll leave links down in the description to other places where you can see this video, as well as my streams and all that stuff, so you can get everything in one spot. And if you feel like it, go check them out if you feel the need to do so. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. I gotta figure out how to end these videos better. Anyway, see ya. Bye. Thanks for watching.